Since they wanna know. Since they wanna know. I said since they wanna know. It's the formula on.
Hello, everybody.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Tuesday, January 12th, 2010 edition of the Logan Sports Talk Show. I've been a little sick for a little bit, and I am ready to take over again as the host. I'm Logan Miller. Got a lot to talk about today. Let's get it on. This is a great song, by the way. Want to Know by Obi Trice. Good song. Get to know it. All right. First order of business we're going to talk about today is Mark McGwire. Yesterday, he admitted to using steroids during the 89-90 season and during the historic home run chase with Sammy Sosa in 1998. A lot of questions have been asked today whether or not he should be admitted to the Hall of Fame and whether or not we should really believe this apology. This is how I look from the he had a press conference or an interview actually with Bob Costas on the MLB Network yesterday, and he said a bunch of things, but one of the things he said that a lot of people disagree with is he feels the steroids he used did not affect his performance, and that if he never touched steroids, he would have put up the same numbers, which is 589 home runs in a career, and he hit a home run once every 10.6 at bats. So, I mean, I really think if you're going to come clean, you should be honest with yourself. I realize he's denying himself. He doesn't want to believe really that the steroids affected the amazing career he had, 12 All-Star games, rookie of the year. I mean, he says he didn't take it in his rookie year, which was he came up in 86, but 87 was his first official rookie year. He had 49 home runs. And I mean, if you're going to believe what he said, because he came out pretty truthfully, for a guy to hit 49 home runs in his first, his real rookie season, you got to give him a lot of credit, and you need to say to yourself, you know what? Without the steroids, this guy probably would have still been a Hall of Famer and still one of the greater players of all time. But as far as asterisks go, or even if he should be allowed in the Hall of Fame, a lot of guys yesterday baseball writers said they're not going to vote him in. On MLB Network, Tom Verducci, who has a vote, and Ken Rosenthal both said they're not letting this guy in. And I mean, you can think of tons of other people who aren't going to put him in. Marty Noble said he's not putting Roberto Alomar in this year because he spit on the field. So if he's not going to put him in for spitting, he's definitely not putting Mark McGwire in for steroids. So there's three guys right there. I mean, it's going to be very hard for him to get in. I there's it's very hard to determine whether steroid guys should get in. I believe in the asterisk idea. I think guys who admittingly or have proven to have taken steroids should be put in with an asterisk next to their name, which would say in the Hall of Fame known to have used performance enhancing drugs during their career. There's some guys that just baseball Hall of Fame does not seem right without Barry Bonds. The guy probably could have been one of the without the steroids, probably would have been one of the best players of all time. Alex Rodriguez, he's going to go down as one of the great players of all time. How do you not have those two in there? You want to make the case McGwire, he was just a power guy. But, A-Rod and Bonds, they had every tool. And if you're not going to put them in, a guy like Clemens, too. He was a powerful pitcher, and he had a great long career. And, you look at Clemens, Bonds, A-Rod, it's hard to look at them and not put them in. Bonds is in the doghouse because he hasn't admitted to it. But, guys like A-Rod, you wonder if they're going to get in. And I think they should get in, but a little thing should be put next to it saying, hey, they didn't do this 100% fairly, and people should take note of that. You know, I feel that Mark McGwire really did this because he has just been named the hitting coach of the St. Louis Cardinals, and I think he wanted to get this off his chest before he comes into spring training, which I think is true and the right idea. It was good for people my age. I'm 15, and I only got to see him towards the end of his career, and the lasting image I have with him is steroids because most of the stuff I remember when I started becoming a great baseball fan was during the congressional hearings. So I think this was a good way for me and people of my generation to see, who Mark McGwire was and understand him a little. All I really remember from him, honestly, is the 98 home run chase and him picking up his kid Matt and saying, I'm going to Disney World. That's all I remember. And this really helped me determine what type of guy he is. Because there's a lot of guys you just know aren't good guys in baseball. And I really think deep down inside he's a good guy. He just doesn't want. Uh, he just did something because he felt it would help his performance or his injuries, as he likes to say. But we'll see if he gets in or not. Second order of business, Mr. Pete Carroll, the USC head coach, is going to the Seattle Seahawks. He has been named unofficially, well, officially, I guess you could say, no deal has been made. The head coach in Seattle. This is an interesting choice for him. It really just goes to show how much Pete Carroll is addicted to the NFL. And he coached 4 seasons in the NFL, 3 with New England, 1 with the Jets. None of them were too successful. He had 1 playoff appearance with the Patriots, and he was considered an idol in Southern Cal. And I'm very surprised that he wants to leave. He led USC to 2 national championships, the disputed championship in 2003 and the undisputed championship in 2004. So for him to leave this and go elsewhere is kind of interesting. We'll see how it pans out. I don't think it was a cool move. Guys like Matt Barkley, who was the starting quarterback. Well, he's going to be a sophomore next year, but he was a star quarterback this year at USC. To be so young and to lose your head coach, and it's not really fair to these guys. Where Pete Carroll made a promise them, and it's a little upsetting to see him just leave like this. All right, the last 2 things I'm going to talk about: the Knicks and the Celtics, both not looking too good. Celtics, they're starting to show some age. Kevin Garnett, he's been out since December 28th. He's going to be out another week with a knee injury. Rasheed Wallace is now out with an injury. He's going to be out for a week. So you just see the wear and tear in this team. And you know what? This is going to come to hurt them in the playoffs when, another guy goes down. You saw Paul Pierce get hurt. But, if Paul Pierce gets hurt again, I think they're going to be in a lot of trouble because you can't count on Garnett anymore, and Rasheed Wallace can't count on anymore. So we'll see what happens. Next thing, the Knicks. Oh, man, they are terrible on defense. They gave up 106 points to the Thunder last night. Yes, they have Kevin Durant, but they are one of the worst offensive teams in the NBA. Mike D'Antoni, the head coach of the Knicks, is an offensive-based coach, but you would like to see a little better defense for a team that has a chance for the playoffs. And I'm telling you right now, the Knicks are not going to make it with this type of defense or with the Nate Robinson turnovers of late, which have been terrible. After that 41-game performance, he's just gone downhill, and he's back in the doghouse. All right, that's all we got for the Logan Sports Talk Show today. We're going back to regular schedule. I'll be here Thursday. Check the show out. Share it with everyone. Follow us on every website possible. Hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you Thursday, sports fans. I'm the host of Logan Sports Show, Logan Miller. See you Thursday.